The first one I want to watch is every real life glitch explained in 11 minutes. Here we go.
The accidental save reload. You walk into a cafe, the clatter of a tray, a name you already know before she says it. A black cat dashes past your legs, and then it hits you. You have seen this before. Exactly this. You don't just recognize the moment, you remember what
Dude.
happens next. The man at the window will check his watch, the woman at the counter will drop her keys. In 10 seconds, the door will swing open, but you already know who's coming through. Science says deja vu is a glitch, a brain misfire.
I get deja vu. Do you guys get deja vu a lot? I get deja vu probably like once every other day. I feel like I get it so much. I wonder if it's just like that part of my brain for some reason gets activated more than other people. Yes. How often do you guys get it? I feel like I get it so much. Like, what's the average? How often does the average person get deja vu? Great song by J. Cole, by the way. Once or twice a year. All right. Something's wrong. Twice a month? Yeah, I get it like every other day. I don't know why. It's been like that for like probably 6 years, 6 or 7 years. Kill me. I didn't
A
say
small
that.
processing error where your mind accidentally flags the present as a past memory.
Obviously.
And
Well, I feel like there's some people that don't get it. I feel like I've heard of people that don't get it. Like I've talked to people and they say, I don't know what you're talking about. But maybe they just don't understand when they're getting it. I feel like that's probably what it is.
if deja vu is just a brain error, why does it feel so eerily accurate? Some believe
It's the
deja
weirdest
vu isn't a
feeling, bro.
glitch at all. It's proof that time isn't linear, that you've lived this moment before, that maybe you are in a loop. Or worse, you've died in another timeline. And if that's true, how many times have you already been here? Mandela effect.
I think it's just that certain part of your brain getting activated again. I don't think that there's anything deeper on deja vu.
Reality patches while you're AFK. Let's do a test.
Oh my God, the
Does
Mandela
Pikachu have a
effect.
black tip on his tail?
Yes, on God he does. I shouldn't say that. Take that. Undo. Control Z that, bro. I swear he does. Right? I keep forgetting if he does or doesn't. But in my brain, he has a black tail.
Carefully. You've seen Pikachu 1,000 times on cards and games and
doesn't?
movies. You know what he looks like. So yes or no? If you said yes, congratulations. You've just experienced the Mandela effect.
Dude, okay.
Pikachu has
Look.
never had a black tip on his tail.
Mm.
Not in the games, not in the anime, not anywhere. And yet millions of people swear he did.
I swear, I used to like draw pictures of like cartoon characters. Not very well. let me clarify that. Not very well, but I swear I put that on the end of his tail. I swear I did. That's
All right, let's
wild.
try another one.
Like I
Does the
specifically
Monopoly
remember
Man wear a monocle? Of course he does. You've seen him.
this one. I
The
don't
rich
really
old man with
know.
a top hat, a suit, and that little monocle over his eye.
I've heard of it, but
Except he doesn't.
I didn't
He never
see
has.
this in effect.
The Mandela effect is the
Yeah, that
strange
one I knew.
phenomenon where large groups of people all remember something one way, only to find out that it never existed like that. At least, not anymore. The name comes from Nelson Mandela. Huge numbers of people remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. They
Yeah.
recall watching the funeral on TV, seeing the headlines, even discussing it in school, except that never happened.
I bet you drew pictures of Misty. Okay.
He was released, went on to become president of South Africa, and died in 2013. So how do millions of people share the same false memory? The official explanation is that human memory is bad. It's faulty, unreliable. A few people misremember something, then they tell others, and before long, the false memory spreads like a virus. If so many people remember things one way, but history says otherwise, what if history changed? What if
Okay. I don't think there's a deeper level to both of these. I think the Mandela effect is just common association with certain images and certain events that, well, I guess Mandela dying, I'm not sure. Well, I definitely don't believe that there's some like point in time where, everything changed. That was not a no to the Misty. All right.
these are updates to reality,
I'm not
small
confirming nor
server-side
denying
patches
this
that
evidence.
overwrite the past, but leave behind a few glitches? What if you just didn't get the update? Some believe this is proof that we're shifting between alternate timelines, that every so often we move into a slightly different version of reality, but our memories don't fully sync. Others think this is just bad maintenance. Reality gets patched, but the developers missed a few details. Either way, if you ever notice something changing that shouldn't be able to change, it's already too late. The desync error. It's 3:02 p.m.
I haven't
You
heard of
blink.
this one.
Now it's 3:47 p.m. You didn't move. You didn't check your phone. You weren't distracted. But somehow 45 minutes have disappeared. The official term is highway hypnosis. When your brain zones out and drives on autopilot.
Wait, I
It
have
happens
felt
on
this
long,
before.
repetitive roads. The idea is that your brain is awake.
Oh, this actually happened yesterday. Dude, I was coming home. It was pretty late. I'm not gonna lie. It was like 2 a.m. I swear 40 minutes passed by and I didn't move. I didn't do anything. Nothing happened. Nothing happened in that time. I swear we didn't even move. This happened to you yesterday. Your dad was driving me home from school. Yeah, I do know. I didn't think I would know this one, but now that I think about it, I have experienced this. This one's really weird because God, it's just like you. Even when I zone out, I still recognize time passing, but this is like not even recognizing that. It's like a step further than zoning out. I don't even know. It's like derealization for an extended period of time. You literally can't remember a single second he was driving. I was just home. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, when I used to drive home from school, I'm not in school anymore because I'm actually an idiot. Dude, I swear, once you get so used to a route when driving, you literally don't even notice that you're driving. You just get to school and back. Nothing happened in between. I don't know what happened. It's just you're so used to it that you don't even recognize that you're driving. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But your memory stops recording. Sounds reasonable. Except some people experience missing time when they're not driving. They'll be sitting at home watching TV, and suddenly it's night. A person cleaning their kitchen looks up at the clock and finds an hour missing.
That
Some
doesn't
say
really
it
happen.
happens when they're mid
To me, this is only when I drive.
conversation. They'll be talking to a friend, and suddenly the other person is looking at them weird, like they just stopped talking for 5 minutes. Some people say that during missing time,
I do
they
that.
get the feeling that something else was happening, but they just aren't supposed to remember. It's like someone edited the footage, trimmed down the timeline, removed the parts that didn't make the cut. Things we were never meant to see. Bystander effect. When NPCs refuse to trigger the next event. You're walking down a busy street. A person collapses. They hit the ground completely unconscious. A crowd starts forming and nobody moves. You wait for someone to help. Maybe a doctor.
This one doesn't really like mind fuck me like the other ones. The other ones do. It only happens when you're falling asleep, so probably just your brain turning off and on again. That probably has. I will say these effects are genuinely more amplified when you're tired and in bed. Just because you're kind of in that mode of like, you're kind of like not at the highest level of consciousness that you are in like the middle of the day. This one is just like people think that somebody else will always help. You know what I mean? Like if someone has like a heart attack or something, or they pass out or they're choking, and let's say they need CPR and they're like in the middle of a crowd, the more people that are around them, the less likely that someone is to help. Like there's a breaking point in like crowds that when there's too many people, it actually decreases the chances that someone will help. You know, it's a tired thing entirely. I'm sure this for some people. I will say the first like deja vu I just experienced during the day normally, Mandela effect, and like I experienced those like during the day, like fully awake. You know, I'm there like.
Or maybe a good
That's
Samaritan.
definitely more common.
But instead, everyone just stands there watching. That's the bystander effect. A bizarre glitch where the more people there are, the less likely anyone is to do something. Because
Yes.
everyone assumes someone else will take action.
Yes,
But
yes,
because
yes,
everyone
yes.
assumes that, nobody does. And it gets weirder. There are cases where entire groups of people have just stood there watching something horrible happen, even when it would have been extremely easy to help. A person choking in a restaurant, a woman being attacked in broad daylight, even a drowning child. Nobody wants to be the first to move. Nobody wants to take responsibility. It's like they're all stuck in an idle animation, waiting for a main character interaction. And what if, just for a second, we consider the possibility that this isn't just human psychology? What if some people really do function like NPCs? What if some only activate when they're directly prompted? And if that's true...
Oh my God. Have y'all ever thought, like, when you walk into a room, the moment before you walk into the room, they could be doing nothing. You would have no idea. I've thought about this before. This is going to sound really weird. That there's like loading zones in real life. Like, does that make any sense? Like the people aren't loaded in until you walk in. The thing is with that, am I stupid or something? Okay, like just Be a dickhead, sure, whatever.
Then the next time you're in a crowd, look around. Is everyone really playing the same game as you? Doppelgangers.
Loading zones.
NPC
I understand. Oh my god, like
yourself. Not a look-alike. Not a twin. You. Same face, same outfit, same movements. At first, your brain scrambles for a logical explanation. A coincidence? A weird reflection? But then it looks at you, and you realize it knows. Throughout history, people have reported seeing their own double, and it's almost never a good thing. One of the most famous cases was Abraham Lincoln. A few days before his assassination, he reportedly saw his own reflection in a mirror, except there were two of him. One looked normal, the other was ghostly pale. His wife, naturally, did the reasonable thing and...
Abe. Get off the special sauce, brother. You never had a doppelganger? I've never had a doppelganger. I feel like that's a hard... We are in a simulation is what you're saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, you would have no idea whether or not... You don't know if anybody else is real besides your own consciousness. That's just a fact. That's not even like a theory. That's a fact. You have no idea if the people around you are conscious or not. You wouldn't know. Well, you're the main character, so you're just that smart. There's no way to prove if other people are conscious or not. There's literally no way.
Decided this meant he was going to die. And then,
guys are going to drive me insane.
We all know how that turned out. Now, maybe Lincoln was tired. Maybe his brain just filled in an extra image. Or maybe it's just a glitch in the system. Maybe reality accidentally rendered two copies of you for a moment. Maybe you just got a glimpse of yourself from another timeline. Or maybe something else is trying to take your place. Either way, if you ever see someone who looks exactly like you,
I've never
walk the
experienced
other
this.
way. Fast.
But it would freak me out.
The forced cutscene.
Not in
You
a mirror,
can't
but
skip.
just like in
It
general.
happens in the middle of the night. Your eyes snap open. You can see your room, your ceiling, the faint glow of the streetlight outside. Everything is normal, except you can't move. Not a single muscle. Your arms, your legs, completely locked. You try to call for help, but your voice won't come out. And then, you feel it. A presence.
Gamer Dane, I'm going to pretend like I did not read that chat message. I'm going to pretend like I did not see that chat message. All right. Obviously, yes, okay. All right. So that's a yes. No. Obviously, Cat Goose feels a different way. We're moving on. We're watching the video. Lock in.
Standing
You
at
with
the
long
edge of
hair. That's not what a... Okay.
your bed. This is sleep paralysis, and if you haven't experienced it yet, congratulations. You've avoided one of the worst free trial experiences that the human body has to offer. People describe it as being trapped inside your own body. Science calls it a simple sleep cycle disruption. During REM sleep, the body is in a state of muscle atonia to prevent acting out dreams. And if you break this sleep, your brain wakes up, but your muscles are still paralyzed. It's supposed to last a few seconds, maybe a minute at most, but to the people experiencing it, it can feel like a lifetime. And here's
I don't
where
think
it
I've
gets weird,
experienced this.
because for some reason, sleep paralysis doesn't just come with paralysis. It comes with company. People across different cultures,
If I have, then
across
it really wasn't
history,
a big
across completely separate
It's only
parts
happened
of
to
the
you one
world,
time.
all describe seeing
I feel like this one's rare.
the exact same thing. A dark silhouette, watching them. If this is just a random brain glitch,
Like, I've kind of experienced this, but not exactly the way he's describing. This kind of happens, but not in the exact way he's describing.
why are millions of people hallucinating the exact same thing? There are two possible answers. One, the human brain is hardwired to hallucinate
right, what is that
terrifying
video?
figures when it's in this state. A cruel little evolutionary prank designed to make an already terrible experience
That
even
might
worse.
be AI.
Or two, these things are always there. And sleep paralysis is just the one time you are actually able to see them. Spontaneous.
You are mostly asleep in a dark room, so you imagine. Yeah, like, it's the thing about ghosts. You know? Like, how come almost 99.9% of ghost stories are in the dark in an alleyway? Or just in the dark in general, I just came up with that. Or like in a forest or anything. It's always in the dark because when you're in the dark, you imagine things. Like, that's what happens. What if you are a ghost? That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Human combustion. The self-destruct glitch. Imagine you're sitting in your living room reading a book, sipping some tea. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then
And
without
then you just
warning,
blow up.
you burst into flames. Not like you knocked over a candle flames. Not like your clothes caught fire flames. No, you ignite from the inside out. And by the time someone finds you, there's
I feel like this is based off of the theory that like anything that can happen will happen. But I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like this is it's a very irrational. This is like the most irrational thing. I feel like.
pile of ash, and maybe a pair of legs that somehow survived. This is spontaneous human combustion, one of the strangest, most
You are a real
unsettling
life glitch.
phenomena ever recorded. Science has a lot of answers, but on this one, they're beat. Some half-assed explanations include the wick effect, where body fat acts like candle wax, slowly burning the person over time. But if that's the case, why does it sometimes stop halfway? Take Margaret Hogan, for example, an unusually hot 89-year-old widow from Dublin. On March the 28th, 1970, she was found burned almost to nothing in her home. The plastic flowers on the table had melted into sludge, and the television screen 12 feet away was warped beyond recognition.
What?
And yet, her feet and both legs below the knees were untouched. An inquest was held. The official cause of death? Burning. The
I've never
cause of
heard
the
of that.
fire? Unknown. Which means
X
either
killed her. Yeah, but if she was burning and there were parts of her body that weren't burnt, like that were completely untouched, even if like that happened, you would still think that there would be some contact to the legs and stuff, you know. That was you? That's wild. That you're Are you chatting from heaven right now?
1. The human body has a hidden self-destruct button. 2. Some people accidentally trigger an irreversible system error. 3.
He liked the way her legs looked. So you're telling me he was able to perfectly keep in contact just the legs of okay, all right, like
Reality occasionally just alta 4 people in the most dramatic way possible. Whichever one it is, the conclusion is the same. If one day you start feeling a little too warm and you're nowhere near an open flame, you might have about 3 seconds to figure out why. Quantum immortality.
that
The
one's
real-life
kind of dumb.
respawn glitch. You should be dead. That car missed you by inches. Lucky? Maybe. Or maybe you just don't die. Quantum immortality is the idea that every time you die, your consciousness jumps. Not to heaven, not to hell, but to the nearest reality where you survived. From your perspective, you never die. You just keep waking up in timelines where you barely...
I've thought about this, but this is like this is straight up main character mentality. Like, let's just be honest. This is basically saying that the whole universe surrounds around you. I mean, I have thought. I won't lie. I'm gonna be honest. I have thought about this though. You do this? Yeah, I have done this. It does? Cat Goose 39. You're telling me the universe revolves around you.
made it. Take Frane Selak, a man who should have died multiple times. In 1954, his train derailed into an icy river. 17 people drowned. He didn't. The next year, he was sucked out of a plane mid-flight and landed in a haystack. Then a bus crash, multiple car crashes, a car explosion, and finally he won the lottery. From his perspective, he never died, and that's the terrifying part. If quantum immortality is real, then you will never experience your own death. The versions of you that died, you don't remember them, because they're gone. But what happens when there's no timeline left where you survive? Is there a final game over? Or does reality just keep you going? And if that's the case, how long have you actually been alive? Thanks for watching. Make sure to give the video...
Okay. Wow. That was a great video. I love that video. Dude, those are like my favorite videos on YouTube, bro. Giving a subscribe. Should I dislike it? Why are people disliking this?